All right, Hunter Biden not expected to serve any prison time after reaching a plea deal on federal gun and tax crime charges. President Biden praising his son after being questioned about the charges. Watch.
Mr. President, have you spoken to your son today? Have you spoken to him today? Mr. President, any reaction to this?
I'm very proud of my son.
Meanwhile, former President Trump reacting on Truth Social, calling the plea deal a cover-up, likening the charges to a traffic ticket. Joining me right now is Wisconsin Congressman. He's a member of the House Judiciary Committee and the Financial Services Committee as well. Congressman Scott Fitzgerald with us. Good to see you, sir. Thanks very much for joining us this morning. What is your reaction to the Hunter Biden charges?
Oh, listen, Maria, if that was my son or any other American son, guess what? They would have been in jail 2 years ago. President Trump's right. This amounts to nothing more than a couple of citations. Clearly, they have a prosecutor that is certainly not going to go beyond what they think is appropriate when it comes to the president's son. So I don't think a lot of us are really surprised by it. Just, once again, it demonstrates to Americans that there's two tiers of justice right now.
Well, I mean, how does the DOJ defend this? How do you investigate, not paying taxes on income, but you don't investigate the income of where the income actually came from?
Well, and I think that's what Congressman Comer is going to continue to dig into. I actually think this could kind of reset where oversight is at, because it gives them kind of a fresh look at some of the items and some of the payments that were made. We're hoping that it moves in that direction. So I'm kind of looking at this with a little bit different perspective than where we were even a week ago. I think oversight's got they're starting to get some traction and moving in the right direction.
Traction in terms of evidence?
That's right. I mean, if you listen kind of to what Congressman Comer has been saying, a lot of the items that they have been offering and asking for based on subpoenas is starting to come in. And the more evidence they have available, that's hard evidence that actually comes from a financial institution. That's what they need in oversight to really move forward.
Well, I mean, it just feels like over and over again, those people who have abused power are back in power and continuing these two applications of the law, two-tier system of justice. We've got former special counsel John Durham testifying before your committee, the Judiciary Committee, this morning. We're hoping to get some details into the investigation into the Russiagate hoax, Congressman. But, I mean, this has been going on so many years at this point, and we still have the perpetrators out there with absolutely no accountability for pursuing a made-up story from the Hillary Clinton campaign and taking it viral across the world that Trump colluded with Russia.
Yeah, I think, the questions that I prepared for Durham today are related to some of the specifics of why the FBI launched Crossfire Hurricane in the first place, some of the relationships that you have been talking about for months, people like Danchenko, and then Carter Page in the FISA. Right now, Congress is considering some significant changes to FISA, and so some of the questions I think today to Durham will be related to that as well. But if you look at the Durham report, if you read it, if you've analyzed it like members of Judiciary have at this point, I mean, what you see is pretty stark. It's a picture of the FBI way, way beyond the parameters of where they should have been operating, and some very, very politicized decisions that, quite honestly, it's embarrassing to the FBI, but it allows Congress, I think, to dig a little bit deeper. So I'm expecting a few more revelations to come out of the Durham hearing today.
Yeah, but will it do anything? I mean, is it going to impact anything? Is it going to actually mean accountability for these people? I mean, let's face it, this has been going on a long time, and there's no accountability. Right now, the FBI wants a $3.5 billion check to get a new headquarters. Is that going through as well? They're just going to keep building up and become a bigger building than the Pentagon?
Yeah, not to get down too far in the weeds, but, we're just talking quite honestly, as a conference about the appropriations process.
Right.
And Chairman Jordan, on numerous occasions, has said, hey, listen, the FBI is not off the table. I think that is obviously the way to get their attention and make them responsive for their actions as they continue to weaponize the department.
Yeah, I'm not sure they care. But real quick before you go, I know Fed Chief Jay Powell is also on Capitol Hill testifying in front of the other committee you're on, the House Financial Services Committee. He's going to be in front of the Senate Banking Committee tomorrow. What are you expecting out of this mid-year outlook?
I think the questions are going to be fairly straightforward. It's going to be, once again, where are we going to be with interest rates? And then what is the Fed's position when you see CPI the way it lies right now?
Right.
This economy is kind of, it feels like it's moving, but there's certain areas that are completely stalled as well.
Yeah, for sure. Congressman, thank you. We'll be watching all of that. Congressman Scott Fitzgerald joining us this morning in D.C.